Hello, beautiful soul family. Rebecca here, your vibe mentor, helping you raise your vibrations so you can live your best life. Let's talk hydration today. So, I know I focus a lot on psychology and neuroscience and spirituality, but what you may not know about me is I also have a very keen focus on health, wellness, and fitness. So, I might be sort of mixing in some more of my other passions. YouTube will tell you that you have to keep your channel focused on the thing that you started with or the thing that people come to you for. And I will just say sorry, not sorry up front that I'm going to be me, and that's going to include other things. So hopefully you're really interested in hydration. So, and it does kind of connect with spirituality that we often are very commonly told that we need to drink more water, drink more water. We are electromagnetic beings, and water is a conductor of electricity. We are, depending on who you ask, 70, 80, 90% water. And so, of course, we have to keep flushing that store of water, flushing out the toxins, replacing it with new, more vital, more nourishing waters. And what's really fascinating is that water, it can vary in its levels of ability to assist you. And by that, what I mean is that, say, distilled water, something that is very empty, especially if you distill your water in a copper container, you are you're negatively charging it with ions that actually support the body because we want negative ions or electrons versus the positive, but also you're taking out all of the minerals when you distill water, which can be good if you are getting your minerals from somewhere else and also if your intention is detoxification. So the more pure your water is, the more the water is able to absorb, grab, and flush through you. So, what I'm here to about it today is hydration. Didn't really intend on giving that explanation. So, what we're going to focus on is mineralized water or hydration in general. And so, really depending on what your intention is, what you're trying to do, you want to look at the type of water or hydration that you're going for. So, what's really interesting is we're told drink 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day. What I find is my body needs even more than that. And of course, it is very dependent on the type of food I've eaten. So if I'm I don't want to say very good because it really isn't about being good. It's about listening to my body. And I've spoken before about the rigidity of diet and rigidity of beliefs around food and things we intake can actually be worse from a neurological standpoint in that we are creating stress hormones by punishing ourselves if we eat something that we shouldn't, or if I say to you that there's something that's good or bad, right? I'm very much a proponent of listening to your body, honoring your needs, knowing who you are, understanding your body type, understanding where your hormones are at, where your hydration is at, and what your goals are. So again, there's a lot of different intricacies to this conversation, but we're going to keep it just focused on hydration today. So, does your water actually hydrate you? And what's really fascinating is we can drink 60, 80, 100 ounces of pure plain water and still not be hydrated. And the reason is we need electrolytes. Now, if you look at sort of the Garden of Eden diet, right, it was really just a way of life. I like to look back at how we were made, how were we created to sustain ourselves. And there were no water bottles given to us in the Garden of Eden. There were no bottles of Gatorade. That we were only given fruit and vegetables, primarily fruit. And if you look at what falls off the tree, what are you able to consume without harming the plant, or having to chop down the bush or to uproot the vegetable, it really is fruit. And fruit has an amazing ability to distill water for you and also mineralize water for you. That minerals, also known as electrolytes, are in fruits. And of course, there is, the sugar fear, that sugar is bad for you. And of course, processed, man-made sugar taken out of its natural context is unhealthy for you, but fruit sugar is actually very good for you. And if you look at the FDA website, they very plainly state that our bodies run on glucose. We need glucose to survive. So I am not in any way advocating for the Gatorades of the world. Anything, again, man-made and processed is going to be unhealthy for you. But fruit is fantastic. And to take that to a whole nother level, what I love to do for my water, to make my water truly hydrating, is to add a little bit of minerals and a little bit of fruit juice. Now, I am not talking about pasteurized, which means cooked juice. I'm talking about freshly squeezed juice. And for minerals, what I love to use is something called trace mineral drops. And the minerals in this are magnesium, chloride, sodium, potassium, sulfate, lithium, and boron. And if you look at fruit, fruit often contains sodium, potassium, calcium, and bicarbonate, amongst others, depending on the fruits that you're looking at. And then if you look at what is an electrolyte, you can also find the same answer. Essentially, it is sodium, calcium, potassium, etc. So this will taste a little bit salty. You don't need a lot. This will say you need about 40 drops a day. I like to mix one large bottle with about 10 to 12 drops of the minerals in it of water. I do run my water through a Berkey water filter so that it does make sure that we're filtering out very small particles through a carbon filter. And then I also have a chemical filter on there that's designed to make sure that we get out any of the plastics, the microplastics that may have come with the water in a plastic container, as well as any pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals are not filtered out by any other filter, especially like a refrigerator filter, or the Brita filters, things of that nature. Reverse osmosis water is always going to be the best. I rent, so I have not invested in that in my current home. I will have an entire whole house system very soon, so that will be super exciting. But for now, just a carbon filter as well as a pharmaceutical or a chemical filter can help cleanse and purify the water. Otherwise, like I said, distilling in a copper distiller is amazing for charging the water so that it can help balance out the electromagnetic charge that can get sort of stuck in the body if you're not grounding, if you are around computers and screens all day. All of the electromagnetic fields that are bombarding our bodies can help be balanced by negatively charging your water, which is positive for your body. Okay, so like I said, I will mix one large jar, bottle of water, purified in whatever way I have available to me at that time. 10 to 12 trace mineral drops. Everything's backwards on the screen. You can see Trace is even the brand. And I believe I find that on Amazon. And then next, the part that makes it amazing, it's kind of like homemade Gatorade. I love just a little bit of fresh squeezed watermelon juice. Watermelon juice is very, very low in calorie, relatively low in sugar, very sweet and tasty. And so just a tablespoon or two in this large container flavors the whole bottle of water. My kids even love it. And so the saltiness of the minerals is, I don't want to say covered, but eased by the sweetness of the watermelon. If you don't have a juicer, you don't have to juice it. Some really easy methods are, in the blender or even just a cold press. So you can press the watermelon, you can press a lemon, you can press an orange. I love my industrial size, very large countertop citrus press that I citrus press any of oranges anytime I want to do a fresh squeezed orange juice or things of that nature. I'm a big, big, big proponent of juice fasts, especially a mono juice fast. In fact, the best juice fast I ever did was 21 days of straight orange juice, and it was unbelievably purifying, cleansing, nourishing, supportive, all the things. And truly, on day 7, I felt like I was in heaven. Of course, seasonal oranges would be required for that, although some do just order offline. But I try to go with what's seasonal, and that's just personal preference. So not intending to encourage a fast here, but really just wanted to make it super easy to show you that if it's difficult to drink water, look at putting the minerals and the glucose in the water that we would naturally be getting. And if you notice how difficult it can be to drink 8 glasses of 8 ounces of water, that is because it's not natural. If you look at when they tell us that our bodies confuse thirst for hunger, it's because naturally we're meant to get our hydration through our foods. So the body is not confused. The body is not unintelligent. In fact, the body is more intelligent than the brain. The brain is often the last to know. So we need to trust our bodies and try to get back to as close as we can, sort of that Garden of Eden diet and way of nourishing and replenishing our bodies. And I will tell you, it is so easy to drink 4 of these a day when it has a little bit of salt and a little bit of sugar in it. It goes down like nothing, like sugar, like water, like sugar water, because it is. And it's so amazing for you. So I hope this is super helpful. Yes, definitely make sure you are drinking as much water as possible. The recommendation, instead of just that 8 glasses of 8 ounces of water a day, is actually your weight in half. So if I'm 130 pounds, I should be drinking, 65, 70 ounces of water a day. I go for 100. That's just kind of where I'm at. And I find that that's when I notice my skin and my hair and my nails are most hydrated, and my digestive system is flowing as it should be. So again, reiterating, we are electromagnetic beings. Water is a conductor of electricity. As we are moving energy through us, as we are receiving energy, as we are processing energy, as we are assisting as healers, water is one of the biggest keys to receiving and moving energy efficiently, quickly, effectively, consistently, and in support of the water, or support of the body in all of the processes that it is assisting us with. So with that, I will close. I love you guys. Let me know if you're looking forward to more health, nutrition, wellness, fitness type content. I certainly am not getting away from the spiritual stuff, but I'm just going to flow with whatever happens to be top of mind. And we're coming up on Mars retrograde, which just happens to be in my 6th house of health and wellness. So you've probably got a good 7 months of me being really excited about all of my new health initiatives. All right. With that, I would close. I love you guys. Please to like, subscribe, and share if you know anybody that could benefit from this. Otherwise, just a little emoji comment is extremely helpful in boosting the YouTube algorithm. Do make sure you click this button to subscribe so you're notified of all of the upcoming videos. Otherwise, check out this one because it's picked just for you. All right. Take care, my friends. Namaste.